live. Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 8th of December. Nearly said Thursday then, getting a touch of flashbacks I think. Anyway, let's have a look at the numbers today first and see what's coming out. Of course it's the Non-Farm Payrolls day, and that's the beginning of why we're in such a sluggish old section at the moment, or period. Now it's all leading up to next week's Fed meeting, the interest rate decision, and more importantly the statement that's coming with it. The expectation next week is rates will be left alone. Whether this statement is a little bit less hawkish than it had been previously. So that's what we're looking forward to as we're coming forward. Now, obviously, things like the inflation, non-farm payrolls are all key factors that feed into that decision. And well, non-farm payrolls today, 130. Let's just check what we've got before then. We haven't got a great deal before then. It's really low-key data. I'm just looking at the stuff that's already come out. German data, it's already out there. That's not big data, so I know it's inflation, etc., but we've already seen the flash data. What we're really looking then is at the non-farm payrolls at 130, and the gubbins behind it, or the detail behind it, but it will really flash on the things like the average earnings are key here. Obviously the employment data itself, the employment change, which is expected to come in at 183, 184. I've got others around about that area anyway. And of course the unemployment rate to a degree, but that's expected to rise to about 4. I've still got 3.9 on other systems, but there you go. We'll see what happens there. So it's the key figure for the day. What's going to happen when it comes out? Well, it's as I say, if the employment figures are really good and the wages are holding up well, I think we'll see the euro. If we look at the euro dollar as a guide, the euro dump and the US dollar getting stronger. So we'll see the movements to the downside there. The traders have already priced in a decent cut the earlier part of next year now, and that's reflected in the current situation. Although we've seen the euro softening here, the dollar's strength's been coming through over the last week or so, and that's over the last week, dollar strength is coming in here. I beg your pardon. We'll see how things materialize, but I would expect, if the news is weak, we'll see the dollar sold some more, so we'll see this euro rally, or vice versa. Simple as that, really. But don't expect a massive rally in the euro. We might get a bit of an overdeal because a lot of things have already been priced in. Right. Hopefully that's made sense. Right, moving on then, let's have a look at the technicals of this euro. Well, the euro's looking soft anyway, so discount any news coming out for now. It's putting lower highs, lower lows in there. It's sitting around its quarterly pivot at the moment, which might hold it a little bit longer. You come down the time frames, you can just see it's just not really doing too much, but we need to see the data, and I can second guess and everything else what might happen here, but it's not really. This morning I expect it to be quite quiet, and maybe choppy. If it gets into any moves, it will certainly slow down before the data's due out there then. Okay, the pound, same sort of thing will happen on the pound, and obviously the yen's inverted, so it'll be the other way around, but same sort of thing will happen on the other currencies. The pound looking a bit softer. Yesterday did manage to close up positive for the day, but it's still, you look at this 4-hour picture, very choppy, very ugly sort of looking I mean, yesterday it was so horrible, and I've just, it's been one of those weeks I've barely taken any trades, and I will barely take any trades leading into next Wednesday if need be. I'm not really in a rush to lose money here, and the markets are just going very, very choppy. Dollar yen, well, we saw the yen's movement yesterday, solid movement to the downside here, consolidating as it sits right now. It's again, we'll see some quite big movements come off this, and if non-farm payrolls come out any different to expectation, there's got much more chance of bigger moves later. But leading into that, I expect it to be relatively quiet. Now, Aussie, etc., they're all quite similar in terms of their movements here. Actually, Aussie had a reasonable day yesterday, pushed up there. Could look good on the upper side there if we get some softer US data later. The Canadian dollar, it's in its lower highs, lower lows, but we had 3 days, 4 days to the upside there. Looking a bit iffy at the moment, the CAD, but I say looking at iffy, it's rolling back a little bit. The dollar looking at fractionally iffy, but so much can change here, and we can just get caught in some consolidation. Now, there's one pair being pointed out by one of my spotters this morning, is the pound New Zealand. We'll see what develops here. One thing to bear in mind is the spreads are huge on these pairs, and they're best swung as opposed to day traded, and it is a Friday, so it looks quite nice potentially for the downside. It's got this nice flag sitting in there. I like it. It's all shaping quite nicely, and perhaps it could drop down there, but just bear in mind, look, even on Pepperstone here at the moment, it's got a 4 pip spread, so a lot of trading accounts might struggle with that, but it has got, in terms of setups, it's probably the sweetest one out there. Anyway, with the news coming out, I don't want to be second guessing this. Quick look at the indices. We'll look at gold first, though. It's just and I'm very unlikely to take too much of a trade this today. The pound New Zealand, actually, it sort of sits on the fence a little bit there, because obviously it's not taking into account the US dollar and the possible risk with that. However, the currencies will move, and it's whether the pound will move stronger than the New Zealand dollar when the data comes out. The spot gold here, well, it's just consolidating at the moment. I expect that to really continue as is through till the news is out. Oil, if you've been following oil, we did catch a tiny bounce, and we're seeing a little bounce here, but I wouldn't be shocked if it pulls off again. It did roll over yesterday, sort of late. Again, it's quite late. We're seeing some of these rollovers. It wasn't quite so late on Wednesday, but yesterday it was quite late, and it eventually rolled, but slowing up here at the moment, but I think there's still room for further downside now. Looking at the equity markets, S&Ps, let's just come down, and again, consolidation sitting here. This is going to be affected by non-farms. Solid non-farms could see the S&Ps dropping. Weaker figures could see them rallying, because it just takes the pressure off their interest rates. So simple as that. At the moment, I expect this just to be sitting somewhere in between. If the data comes out very neutral, we could just end the week quite floppy and choppy, and this will lead into next Wednesday. Right, okay, S&Ps, the DAX. Now, the DAX has just continued to go and go. Slower day it's yesterday. Look, you see how small a day it was, and well, today's not obviously anywhere near finishing yet, but these are as I say, it's near a top. Whether it's the top is another matter, but it has slowed down where we are at the moment. The FTSE just managed to get a little bit of a move to the upside here. Maybe this would have been a swing, but it's retrospectively it could have been a swing, but it's such an ugly looking market, and you'd have been sitting here and risk all of this time. So yeah, maybe if it can break those highs there at 75.41, it could have something in it, but I would be leaving it for today anyway. Right, so really my plan today, sit on my hands until the news is out later, see if we can catch something from the non-farm payrolls itself, and then prepare for Monday. I wish you a great weekend, and I'll catch you then. Take care. Bye for now.